Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Scott. Senator Shaheen.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm happy to defer to our chairman of. Thank you, General Reed, for being here and for taking time to meet with me before this hearing. As we discussed in that office meeting, New Hampshire's home to the 157th Air Refueling Wing. It's the only KC-46 wing in the country to reach an initial operating capacity. Had to get that in. But you referenced this in your previous statements that Transcom has assessed that the aerial refueling fleet of KC-135s and KC-46s would be subject to considerable stress during wartime. And as you're looking at what this new administration is talking about with respect to funding cuts in the defense budget, is the KC-46 program exempt from those funding cuts?
Senator, in this case, I would have to defer to the Air Force for that. But I have spoken to the service, and I've let them know that I am concerned in terms of the choices that they have to make. We absolutely have to have those aircraft fully supported and funded. And whatever I can do to help the service, I'll certainly do that.
Well, thank you. I agree with that. And as we discussed again in that meeting, the ongoing logistic composite model, which I know the chairman of the subcommittee understands well because it's been an issue in Alaska, but they're doing the study right now at Pease, and it's the result of the Air National Guard's releveling initiative, which under the current projections would reduce the 157th's ability to support Transcom by 22%. Would that have an impact on your needs? Should you need to use that 157th for a refueling mission?
Senator, in this case, I'd have to defer to the service in terms of what they see as the outcomes for that. However, that being said, being familiar with that model, I know that they're going to take a very good look at not only the aircraft itself, which will change how folks work on it, but they will also look at how we use that aircraft in the unit that it's associated with. So the fact that it's in a reserve component is another aspect of actually looking at how folks will work the tasks. That should get looked at when they work that study, and I'll wait to see how that study concludes.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And I know that you're looking for opportunities to come up to Pease to see firsthand how the 157th is operating and how they're working with the KC-46. So I look forward to welcoming you there sometime in the near future.
And if I may add, yes, your unit was the first one, KC-46, that we employed. They went to CENTCOM, and they did a fantastic job. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you. We will definitely make sure that the 157th knows that you said that. I appreciate that. We also discussed your desire to increase Transcom's sea lift capacity. It's something that you've already referenced here, and to increase the 10-ship limit on the by used. Again, I know that you are not the person who's going to decide about the 8% cuts that are being projected at the Department of Defense. But if you had to cut 8% out of your sea lift capacity, what would that mean for your ability to address the mission that you're charged with?
In our pursuit to buy used on the market, that would limit the flexibility that we would have to actually shop the market and find the ships that we need and get them at a suitable price.
So as you're thinking about, you have the capacity to do 10 ships this year, is that correct? Under the NDAA, and hopefully we can get another 10 ships. So what are you hoping to get within the next, this year in terms of that additional sea lift capacity?
This year, the most immediate need would be to make sure that we can have on the order of about $210 million. That would allow us to secure 2 ships on the market, make sure that we could get them into a shipyard and then reflag them within about 9 to 14 months.
And how concerned are you about having the civilian workforce that it's going to take to operate those ships?
Right now, we have the workforce. My main concern is making sure that I have a young, reliable ship to keep the workforce.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Shaheen. It's good to know the 157th is up and running with I didn't know